TGIF in the house. This is your girl PJ. As usual, we are giving God thanks for life, for health, for strength, and all good, great, and beautiful things, guys. I'm just loving my Friday because I get to do absolutely nothing tomorrow morning. But anyway, guys, without further ado, let's just jump into the match that was featured in last night's airing, and it's called Revenge of Dinthill, the return of Dinthill, the premature dunning of Jonathan Grant. But it's not the end. It's not over now. There's one more match left, so I'm preempting you on the results, so you would have picked up from that who won eventually. And they didn't just within file style. When I say if Dun them was a person, it would be Dinthill. Now let's just jump into the stats, because the defining moment came probably about in the second minute of the buzzer. But let's just look at the build-up. So the first minute, the scores ended on Dinthill 6 and Jonathan Grant trailing behind by 2 at 4. The first minute for Jonathan Grant was not so great at all. The second minute, not so great, but they did very well in the third minute, and they managed to narrow the gap of the variance at the time. So they ended on 18 to Dinthill, 18 to Jonathan Grant, sorry, and 22 to Dinthill. Dinthill had 2 segments where they racked up 7 points, and then they racked up 7, then they racked up 3, and then they racked up 5. So the average was 5 point something compared to 4 point something with Jonathan Grant. So they had a 4-point lead going in. Now, the buzz around, it's interesting. Dinthill totally dominated that segment. And I paid keen attention to the questions and when they were being asked, and just the reaction time from Jonathan Grant. What I saw for Jonathan Grant was no reaction when the questions were being asked. So Dinthill was not only quick on the draw, but they were far more knowledgeable in the subject areas that ensued throughout the segment of the buzz around. So I don't know if Jonathan Grant just faded into the light. They just faded in that section. And they answered questions. They went in on 18. They came out on 12. That is not the Jonathan Grant that we're used to. But Mr. said Dinthill come with a force. Dinthill showed up. That captain, phenomenal. Jonathan Grant, Jimmy Neutron just wasn't shining this time around. The captain did her best, but just like the song James Ingram, I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. So Jonathan Grant, that beating was a beating. The score ended on 32. 32 people. I did see an attempt to come back in the 3rd minute, and that's the only time I saw Jonathan Grant shine, like really shine. But you were like a candle under a shed. It's like you put a candle under a bed, Jonathan Grant. Yo, Spanish Town wasn't keeping last night at all. Spanish Town, no. So we'll come back again. Let's see how the 3rd round goes. There is still room. You can still come back. It's not like the other schools that based on the first 2 performances you had a shadow. I don't know. Jonathan Grant, pick up your pieces. We'll come again, but any win is a win for St. Catherine, because both schools are from St. Catherine. So it was St. Catherine versus St. Catherine yesterday. And I love the fact that these are 2 schools that are entering to, that have qualified for the quarterfinals for the first time. So it's a tremendous achievement for both schools. Dinthill, you were awesome. You were awesome, and you were so calm. You were so composed. I loved your performance, Dinthill. So on that note, guys, have a really great rest of the Friday. This is your girl. Peace out, and I'll see you all, God's willing, on Monday. Toodles.